Okay,
You
do
ready?
you?
You ready?
Let's see.
This is To Wit, a podcast for women in tech doing life. Yes.
Eh.
Oh, wait, I was saying I'm not going to do no editing, but I have to put in the music. So
Oh,
lies.
well,
I tell you lies.
I mean, you can just sing.
That's true.
Hello, Melinda Smith.
Kristi Campbell, as
There
it
you
will
go.
be reflected now in the show notes.
Yep, yep. No more of that Guzman nonsense. How's it going?
It's good.
Yeah?
I just got back from an IV treatment.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to hear about this. You're
Uh,
getting
yeah.
intravenous vitamins.
Yep. So I went to Vegas with my mom and grandma, and I know that they do it there. I know for people that've had, too much to drink, which, I mean, doesn't really happen there. But they come to your room. So I scheduled it the second morning we were there, kind of a present from my grandma and just for funsies for us. They came to the room. Nurse comes to the room, and it's like vitamin B and glutamine and some other shit. But they wouldn't give it to my grandma because the cutoff age is 85. She turned 88. I know.
Harsh.
I was like, well, I guess I'm glad
You're
you're
too
looking out
old
for
for
health.
vitamins.
Right. Well, they were like worried about our kidneys. And I was like, oh, cool. Thanks. I appreciate that. Please be worried about our kidneys. So I mean, it felt fine, but she was like, you'd really notice it the next day, but it's Vegas. So you're not sleeping enough and, drinking. And so I don't know if I would have really been like, whoa, I feel amazing. And I was just feeling run down this week and tired. And my mom was like, don't you have one of those IV places near you? I was like, I sure the hell do. I sure
Okay.
do. So I went and got it. I got like vitamin C and vitamin B and the
Is there like a
glutamine and some
menu?
saline.
Or just
Yeah.
everybody gets the same thing? Oh,
Yeah. Because
okay.
they're like, what do you feel like? What do you? And I told them that I'm
Ooh.
having my cousins over tonight
Artisanal.
and then
Okay.
going to like a party tomorrow. So, maybe
Okay.
so I'm not like super freaking tired because the kids I'm sure will stay up late. My cousins are fun, but also exhausting.
Okay. So
One, namely. She doesn't listen.
we're going
It's
to
fine.
try and remember to have you report back and
Yeah,
see
and
if
I'll
you
try
feel
and
better.
remember to like how I feel this very moment. Because it was like the regular vitamins, and then she's like, "Do you want just like a half a bag of saline?" I was like, do I?" And she said, "Well, do you have to pee?" I was like, "A little bit." She's like, "Let's do a half a bag." It's like, okay. And then when I was done, I was like, "Yeah, I gotta pee. I gotta
Just
pee now."
half a bag. Fine.
You have to definitely
Um,
not be like afraid of needles. Obviously, it's not like a
Speaking of
huge
pee,
one, but
just kidding. But really, I'm trying to drink more water. Do you have any hints? Are you a good water drinker? I feel like in Denver you have to be because otherwise you get
I was literally gonna say that. I think by default we are. I've got water cups, bottles specifically for inside, specifically for car, specifically for like workout. But it's pretty common here. Like everywhere has a water fountain. Everybody has like the ability. And you think you just get used to it. My trick for being in my office is I have that half a gallon one because if I run out, like a little guy or whatever, normal 24 ounces, I'll be like, oh, I'll go upstairs in a minute. Go upstairs in a minute. And then it's been 3 hours. So, then I have the half gallon one. I tend to, then I don't have to refill it as much. But then I feel like a child having to hold it with both hands.
So my current state is I've got my Nalgene and I have it between me and my keyboard with a straw. So I'm literally like as I'm working, I literally am inconveniencing myself to have it be here so that I can drink it. But
I mean, if you're gonna do that, you could get a little Camelback.
just wear it around all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, because I started Zepbound, one
nice.
of the GLP-1 medicines, and my doctor was like, you need to hydrate. It's very dehydrating. And I said, does tea count? And she said, no.
Caffeine. Well, you don't get cute with caffeine, right? You don't like caffeine?
And sugar, I think, is the problem.
Oh, that's right. You just don't like coffee.
So now, in terms of progress, not perfection, I'm drinking like a small tea out when I'm out somewhere, but at home I brew decaf. So, because I buy decaf tea bags. So,
Tea bag.
hypothetically, I could not put sugar in it and see how it tastes.
Well, don't worry about it. You're not using that for hydration.
We're
Just
gonna
don't drink your tea for hydration. You have that tablet for your whatever you love.
Mm.
The problem is, I had this conversation with my cousin-in-law. Sure. That if it were up to me, I would drink my daily allotment and like in the morning. I'm a chugger. I would chug my, what is it, half your body weight in ounces. So I don't know, I chug my 70, 75 ounces and get it over with. But that's not how hydration fucking works. Like you have to have it throughout the day. But I would love to just do it once and be done, but no. Yeah, that's what I heard. Because eight glasses of water is not a thing for everybody.
150 pounds? You don't have to admit that on the...
143 last I checked.
See, it's things like this that like, I don't look at myself as a fat person, right? I am definitely obese, 100%, no question. But then I'm almost two of you, like literally. That's amazing.
For the record, I put on 5 pounds of muscle 3 months ago. So like
3 months ago.
I'm just saying, I was like, I don't know what I was. And then I had like the checkup and he does that
fat pinching thing.
No, that's like this device you stand on and it does like bone density and hydration and muscle. And I've been like working with him. So every 3 months I check in and I put on like 3 or 5 of muscle. And I was like, yeah. So.
Okay. What's your muscle building?
I don't know.
Plan. What
Be
is
strong enough to outrun the zombies? I don't know.
What routine? What do you do to gain muscle?
Weights.
Okay.
Like light weights with cardio,
home?
like like core power. I do the hell is it called? Sculpt. So it's like yoga-ish moves with lighter weights and then some cardio in the middle, which is terrible. Okay. And then at home I'll do like weight workouts or whatever with Peloton, which funny story. I had a limited amount of time this morning. So I was like, I'll just flip one on, 30 minutes. I put one on that I think's fine. I'm like, this guy's name Rad. Cool. I put it on. It's in Spanish. And I was like, well, fuck it. I have eyeballs. I can follow the moves, right?
Ándale.
I'm telling you, it was so boring that I got on the treadmill. The same 2 moves or 2 moves adjacent for the whole workout.
Okay.
It's fucking boring.
Oh, I've never done a Peloton.
Squats, regular squats, suitcase squats, overhead press, different kind of squat. I was like, what? No.
Suitcase squat.
That's just where you hold the weights. So yeah, that's the thing.
Okay.
I don't care much about the number either. I just want to be stronger. I don't know what my deal is with that. And I've never been like, I'm going to be skinny. I just want to be strong.
And I feel like, so I'm trying to be a proactive adult with my health. It's been one of my, I don't set New Year's resolutions anymore, but I have tried to have some intentions. And one of them this year is health, and last year. And so I have sleep apnea, potentially pre-diabetic, right? So like, I'm not just like, oh, I should go take this medicine. Great.
And if you wanted to, also fully support that.
Well, that's true too. But I'm aware that it can also, like muscle loss is part of it too, right? So it's not all just coming. If I got to pick where the fat came off from, that'd be great, but that's not how that works. So
no, with your GLP-1s, you need to increase your water and you got to work on the muscle mass because you can lose more as you lose weight. But it doesn't have to be aggressive. I was just talking to my dad about this because that's a whole story. Pre-Alzheimer's in the family, diabetic too, whatever. Anyways, but I was telling him to bring weights back into his life because it's been just kind of crappy weather. Like, he likes to walk around the lake and he has dumbbells. And I just sent him some moves. It was like tiny squats and like it wasn't a bunch of movements. And he was like, wow, I feel so much better. So I don't know, my way of saying I have been an aggressive worker-outer for nearly 30 years. I've probably done every fat. It's just my jam. It's helps me feel mentally present and happy. So yes, strength, but a lot of it is I know I'm a happier person. Okay. It helps quiet my mind in a weird way because I'm present for the workout. I'm either listening to music or following the class. And then when I go to a class, it's usually hot and hard. I'm trying not to die, so I'm not in my own head. But all that to say, it doesn't have to be a lot for you to like work on
You don't
weights.
have to, you're not trying to impress anybody,
No,
right?
and like if you want to do weights, it's not like I got to go to a class or I have to go do, I have to watch YouTube and do a 30-minute blah, blah, blah. Just like little stuff. But the weights, yeah, it will help with the
Yeah, I think it's
feels.
intimidating is why I feel like, so I just learned that the Y has like either a channel on your smart TV or somehow that you can access
Or maybe they have
workout
an app on your TV.
content. I think so, because I did find it interesting. They have classes that are taught virtually. So they have like one classroom that has the bikes in it or whatever, but there's no teacher. It's a virtual teacher. So I was like, but anyway, so I could figure that out and I could do some stuff at home. I prefer to have somebody tell me what to do.
Same.
And I recognize that I need also to like maybe do it right. I might like there's some of it where it's like, right, keep your posture, like the things that are important.
Oh yeah.
Somebody reminding me of those things.
Form is super
But it's also
important.
just intimidating, but I just need to get over it. And
And you're
do
home.
something.
So like you could, YouTube has a lot of great stuff too.
Yeah.
Could even just put in like beginner
Mhm.
weights. And they'll talk about your form, making sure you don't pull something or lift wrong because then you're out of commission.
Yeah.
Like YouTube has a lot of great stuff. And I know I used to do like the kid and parent yoga with Olive because it
Okay.
keeps the kids focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
Starting out.
I have suggestions for that if you want kid yoga. She's really lovely. Some of it's themed sometimes.
Okay, maybe by the next time that we're here, I'm going to try a weight workout on YouTube in my living room. That's going to be something I'm going to try.
Look at me get all excited. I was like, let's talk about fitness. I love it. I was just telling John today was the first day in like weeks that I was excited or like wanted to work out. I don't know what the deal is lately. I don't know if it's the weather or what, but I've just been like, ugh. Like I'll go to my class, and usually I go to the class on like Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I do like that weighted one I told you, and I'll do a rowing class. And usually I'm like dragging my ass there at 6:30, but I feel great afterwards. But the last couple of weeks, I come home and sit down on the couch for half an hour. I was like, ugh, it was terrible. I'm sorry I did it. I'm telling you, some of these classes I would probably leave in the middle of it. But the yoga one, I have like 4 sets of weights out and my mat and like I can't sneak out.
Oh.
And the rowing class, there's only like 3 of us. I can't just be like, I'm done. So I'm going to stand up in front of these 4 rowers and just leave.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did stop today's though. I was like, I'm
this
not doing
week
it.
focus, so I think next week it's going to be weights. My this week focus is eating more protein and like intentionally eating protein, which meant I had to make a plan and go to the store and have the things. So I'm doing okay. I'm actually cooking from home more. Yeah, right? Okay, so I didn't do Greek yogurt, but I did. No, I did. I don't remember what I got, but I got some.
The protein focus it's a fucking thing.
I just had some cottage cheese, which,
dude, I like.
So I actually, this is like 4 stories in one because ADD, of course. So while I was working on Cardboard Mountain in my garage, breaking the boxes down to put them in the truck, still haven't taken them anywhere, but that's not my fault because the truck battery doesn't work right now.
Fair enough.
I was like, I'll listen to a podcast because that's some pairing. Let's do that. And I don't remember if I said this already or not. ADHD Jesse had this, has a podcast called The Distractables. It's a guy that I follow online that I've bought his book, et cetera, et cetera. And one of them, their guests, was a nutritionalist. That's like an ADHD nutritionalist. Mm-hmm. So I followed her now, and you got her little download ebook thing or whatever that's got like 20 protein ideas for ADHD people. So it was really helpful because I just always like, I don't know what to get. So
the meal planning, it is a whole thing. It's like,
yeah, I know. But I do feel like I'm on a good roll. It's so interesting too. I met with my therapist this week, and actually looking back at my last notes, I wrote there that I've been doing well and like just celebrate myself. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I think I've had a good quarter, which sounds so weird, but I think I'm doing a good job. We're trying to not eat out for both meals, so at least one a day. Like if you eat out for lunch, you can't eat out for dinner. And being better about getting the groceries, and so that we have options. And it's easier to like talk myself into it when, like I quote unquote have to eat at home tonight. Like, fine, I'll go down and figure it out, even though I don't want to, right? Like getting over that I don't want to is just a lot sometimes.
It is a lot. Knowing what you're
momentum.
gonna have is good. What I've learned, and this might help you, is I would sometimes like take too much and like meal plan all the dinners for like every day of the week, and it's too much. And then sometimes we eat out. So I would just do like 3 or 4. That's it, just 3 or 4, and then see how it works in the week. And if we want another, great. I'll go to the store.
Yeah,
I'll
heaven
freaking
forbid
figure
I
out
go around the
something.
corner of the store. What last week really worked well, I did chicken breast in the crock pot and shredded it. And then I did 3 pounds of ground beef and just cooked it, and then used a pound for dinner, but put the other 2 in the fridge, because
Smart.
then that's like half the time
No, it is.
cooking. And then I don't have that pan to have to be clean. That's not a blocker,
Mm-mm.
So, yeah, so it was just funny. I think I'm doing pretty good at like that momentum bit, and just like getting started. Like even in my personal evening life, I have a Pomodoro timer on my phone. It's 41 minutes, which is not technically how Pomodoro works or whatever, but it literally
The
says
tomato?
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you not heard of Pomodoro?
Is it the tomato?
I mean, it is a tomato. That's correct. So a Pomodoro timer is basically you do 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 25 minutes on, 30 minutes off or something. So it's like the idea is I'm going to do it like that, you turn everything off and focus for a Pomodoro. But it's spelled like the tomato. You can get a timer that's actually a tomato.
You're going to ruin my life now. I'll be like, I just need a Pomodoro. Can you just give me a Pomodoro? I'm going to take a Pomodoro.
It's so funny because I did it with Brad the other day. It's like, okay, so I'm going to, like, I want to do this, but I don't want to end up doing this all day long. So, like, let's do just one Pomodoro of whatever we want, and then we can circle back. I didn't probably say circle back. Using all that jargon in life is so funny.
We'll put a pin in it.
But, yeah, it's a good, like... Because sometimes even I call it Roomba cleaning, right? I don't know how much this is an ADD thing, but right, like you take this thing where it goes, and then you find something that goes into the kitchen. So then you go into the kitchen, and then you empty the dishwasher, and then as you're putting something away, you see something on the counter that reminds you need to take it with you. You need to take it back to your mother-in-law's house. So you go put it by your purse, and then you remember that. Right? Like you need Kleenex in your purse, or that you're out of whatever.
That's called Roomba cleaning?
No, Kristi calls it Roomba cleaning.
It makes sense.
Right? Just like, but sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, all I want to do is empty the dishwasher.
I never want to do that.
Like, I can be inefficient. It's like giving myself permission to be inefficient.
Feel like,
which is hard.
You can do it all. Just kidding.
Well, that's how I ended up trying to carry 15 things up and down the stairs, because it feels weird to go up and down the stairs without bringing something.
Well, sure. I don't have stairs. Well, that's not true. I have the basement. So I sent a video message to Amy Opplinger saying the other day, because I was tired. And I'm like, I don't want to do anything. Then I got up, and then I did everything, but all at once. Started to unload the, couple bags I brought in of groceries. Halfway through that, I had to clean a dish, needed that out of the sink. But then I had to get something in the pantry, but then I was going to put stuff away in there. So I had to pull a few things out. But I did not want to forget to get the hangers out of my closet to hang the hanging clothes on my bed. So I started all of that.
Yeah.
Like half the groceries were unloaded and things. It all got done. But I sent her a video of like, why is it that I want to do nothing or all of it?
There's no middle.
All at once.
I've taken to the island in the kitchen, if we get it empty and clean for 2.5 seconds of a clean horizontal surface.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll Roomba around, and then if there's things to go upstairs or whatever, I'll put them all on the island and put my phone there. So, like, eventually I'll go find my phone. And then I'll remember all these things I meant to do.
I do that. It makes perfect sense.
Or I talk to myself and I come up with, I may have told you this, I said this recently, like, the things I want to do, and I can only do as many as I want to remember, right? Like,
what's your number?
It's usually 3 or 4.
3.
Right? It's one of those things like I
4
can
is
do
like this weird one they'll hang behind me that
the
I
thing
can
I'm trying to
remember.
do, right? So I'm just walking around like dogs, dishes, feet, or whatever, right? Like, and then if I want to add one in there, then I have to, like that game where you say, I'm going on a picnic and I'm taking apples. How many can you remember? Okay. But before we go down other rabbit holes, you just mentioned Amy. And she had a post I just saw on LinkedIn for like the one time ever that I'm on LinkedIn. And I wanted to bring it up. It was interesting to me.
Do tell.
She says, no, I'm just kidding. What she said was, now that she's at the point she is in her career, she's not doing day-to-day hands-on stuff. So, does it make sense to continue to maintain certifications?
Our certs. Yeah. But she even said in there, she's like, but I don't know if she used the word identity, but it's like, it's been so much part of my career. Like,
I was curious about your opinion. It's a really interesting, like, I don't know. For me, I've had it so long, I would hate to have to retake it, but it's not like my job requires it. And
same. I don't know, because we've had a lot of conversation of old guard versus new guard, old community members versus new. I had this conversation yesterday with someone. I was like, do you think they mentioned the certification thing has, gotten too much or something? And I said, oh, do you think there's too many that's diluted it? And it's like, no, it's the quality of them and the churning it out. I think that they mattered a lot at one point in time to employers. I mean, remember back in the day, you would post your certification on LinkedIn and you'd get like a ton of messages. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I am not in that space of hiring, so I don't know if it matters. I do feel like they're hard and they're worth being proud of. I also feel like does it gauge knowledge? And I don't know. For me, it does, because I can't take a test if I can't actually do it and visualize it. I can't memorize answers. I try. Trust me, I've tried. So I can't. So someone like me, if I knew people were similar like that, then I would say, oh, okay, totally get it. You've done the practicality. But there are a lot of people that are great at test taking or great at memorization. And that's awesome. Not saying that they didn't learn something while studying, but if they were asked to do the thing, could they? But also at this day and age, like, what do you need to store in your head between Google and ChatGPT? Why do I need you to have it in your head all the time?
I think as you're saying, as someone coming in, I definitely can see the power of having them, if nothing else, to show that you could figure it out to pass the test, right? Yeah. That you have it together, at least. It is interesting to think, and as a consultant, I'm assuming potentially, right? It can't hurt when you're saying, oh yeah, I'll do your Experience Cloud project and I have the Experience Cloud consultant cert. But, I don't know. It's an interesting, like, I've been doing this for, right? Almost 20 years, not quite. Like, so I got my admin cert before there was Chatter. Right? It's been like forever. So, but then it's also just like an hour, not even, to maintain it. So, but I only have 4.5. Like, one of mine got retired. So I only have 4.
Mm-hmm. I think I only have 5 now because my one got retired.
I've been telling myself I want to do PD1 and I just haven't. And so I don't know. Maybe that's true. Maybe I don't need it.
I don't know. Because I don't think that I would care if I was subcontracting to you, let's say, and I knew you knew Service Cloud and Omnichannel, but you didn't have the cert. I wouldn't care. Well, that's probably not a good example because I know you well.
Well, it's interesting because somebody commented in the same thing that I did. I got the Experience Cloud cert when I left my last job that because I was going to stop using Experience Cloud. So I had used it for the past 2.5 jobs. And so I was familiar then. So I took the cert so that I could, and then I've never really used it again, except for my super nerdy dev org where I built a form for my friends to see who wants to play Bunko with me or have a crafternoon or have game night because I can't remember. So I made a screen flow in my dev org and had to publish an Experience Cloud community.
I like that.
Thanks.
You get to keep your dev org. I was just playing around with the idea of learning because I haven't really done learning.
Learning what?
Well, I've been doing a lot more Pardot account engagement. And I know it well. I know I've told you, I think I said it on one of the shows that I have, everything I learned about everything I've learned about Pardot has been against my will. And here I am doing implementations. And I know it well enough, but I'm like, well, if I keep doing this, I could know it better. You know, there's some trails. I don't know if there's anything on Udemy. I could, you know, prep for the test. I have the first one, the specialist. I don't know, there's two. Because I always learn more when I was studying for a cert. So like there's a notch in that column.
Yeah, you can always learn stuff.
I just have never taken the time to learn something in a while. But I'm also back in a better place of like, I like what I'm doing and I'm excited to be doing what I'm doing instead of ho-humming it through companies I don't like.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't decide. I should know it better. I would like to be more
it's a to each their own kind of thing. I just honestly, it's so funny because I worry from my ADD brain of doing it on time, right? So
yes.
When I get the email sometimes and it's like, I end up doing it like immediately because I know that I will never see that email ever again and never remember.
And never remember to go on your profile and trailhead. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I've never considered not renewing them for free. But I think to each their own, right? Like if it's not serving you and you don't want to get back into a job that may be that.
Yeah, I don't think she ever intends to do config again.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's an interesting, people, you know, have opinions either way, just of course, just like everything. So
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. So that's the consensus is we don't know.
We don't know. We
But
don't
I'm
know.
going to continue
Things are
to
changing
maintain
though.
mine.
I'd be interested to know. That's like business owners, like a consultant business owner and like a product business owner when they're hiring. Like, what do you look at? Does that matter?
Mm-hmm.
Or it might be part of a layer. Yes,
Right.
they
Well,
have
once
that.
you get
but...
experience, doesn't matter as much. Right? Like once you have some other street cred, then maybe it doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
Because
I think if someone was like, you don't have that cert, I'd be like, get fucked. Then don't hire me.
I mean, I know enough wonderful developers that have never taken a cert, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. But I agree that as a differentiator getting started right now, like I can see how it's an important resume builder kind of thing if you don't have the experience, because that's always the struggle, right? Is getting started.
I think certs are good to have in general. Like it's nice to have a nice little thing that says, I know that. But the, I don't know, judgy part of me would say I would only want it to know if I actually did know it. Now, of course, I don't need to know everything. But enough that when you took admin,
you know the right
like
words
you know
to
the
Google.
Stuff. Yeah. Did you say listicle?
Well, the right words to Google?
Google, not listicle.
There's the Salesforce? No, there's something that's a site that's basically curated, so you don't have to type the word Salesforce into Google.
I thought you don't have to, I don't know.
I will think of it. I also then, in trying to remember that, forgot what I was going to say, but that's fine. This train gets lost mid. I guess a train doesn't really get lost because it's on a track.
Be weird.
I ended up in the middle of this field. I don't know how that happened.
Is this Snowpiercer? Then we went off the tracks. That's a niche joke for everyone that watched Snowpiercer.
That would be not me.
I liked it.
Sounds like a person one of those Claire's ear guns out in the wilderness in the snow.
The wilderness.
Gonna...
I know you're cold, but would you like your ears
You're
pierced?
already frozen. You're already numb. Can I pierce you somewhere? Put that on your resume. Okay.
Did you save the day this week, or do you have any good gossip or super fave?
I do have a super fave. Another podcast that I listen to. It's funny because I go in seasons with podcasts, right? Like
Totally.
I don't listen to them, and then once you open the app, and then it like pops up the reminders again on my phone. So there's a show that I like called Science Versus, and they do science versus whatever, right? And then they deep dive into these topics with like cited sources and like legit adultness. And they did one about ADHD. And so it was interesting because so I listened to it yesterday when I was making dinner, and they talk about, it seems like it's a lot more prevalent, but also that a lot of people are coming up with quote unquote symptoms or things that they associate to their ADHD that may not be part of the official who's a what's it. And so I thought it was really interesting in terms of what they talked about around, it's not just dopamine and just like how people make decisions, but also reinforcing, which is good, the idea of like, just because you tick 2 boxes doesn't necessarily, like, you might just still be a normal person that forgets their keys sometimes, like it's straight up a different way how your brain works. But the takeaway that I thought was fun, I call productive procrastination. They called it progressivity. So like productivity and progress and procrastination.
Okay.
So like when you're avoiding your high priority item by doing lower priority items. And I think it's a really interesting, I've been thinking a lot about this, that like, I think it's easy for people to see that ADHD causes you to not do things you're supposed to. Like, I don't want to, like the mindset I need to be in for work today is X, and my brain isn't there. But it's also for things I want to do. Like literally, it's like I'm having to remind myself, right? Like it's hard sometimes. So it's not just not fun stuff, even fun
That's
stuff.
stuff you
like
want to do.
Podcasting. It took us like a year to get back in the saddle, right? Because XYZ reasons. But
I also feel like there is, and this is probably everybody, not just our ADD, but there is a volume limit in my head.
okay.
Like if I am focusing on building my little business now and getting workouts in, and I don't know, maybe I'm in a rough spell with the kid. That's it. I do want to read more. I do want to work on my dollhouse. I probably could make the time, but I feel like I have to remind myself that I have a capacity of important things. Not saying that they all have to be important, but a capacity of what I can give my brain power to. So I'm in a good phase with the kid right now. So like, but I still am like, focus on the business.
I think of it as like lanes in my brain, right? Like there's multiple lanes going at all times, right? And you can only ride one car at a time, ish. But sometimes it's like, I've realized that this is why music is really helpful for me, because it takes one lane away, right? It like the music lane is here and it's fine. And that means if I'm listening to this playlist and sitting on my couch, that means that this is what I chose to do. And so I can focus on the thing that I'm trying to do. But then I also probably have a lane of worrying about things and thinking about the next thing I'm going to do. Right. And, yeah.
It depends on like the percentage of stress or mental effort
load
you give it. Yeah. Cause things are good with Alt right now. And it's been a hot minute since it's been like that. So like this whole like part that I don't have to worry about. So I'm trying to make more dinner plans with friends and
the mini seasons of your.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think that you're right though. Like there are even things I want to do. And I'm like, I can't right now. I can't make the space for it.
Well, and even yesterday, I literally was like, I was cross-stitching.
Oh, I love cross stitching.
Something I've been trying to
Cross-stitching.
finish for over a year, right? But I'm sitting on the couch. The dog came and laid on the couch across from me. I'm listening to music. Like everything, I was like, I have to force myself and remember, like, this is good. This is your life. Like you're living the dream that you want right now. Just sit here and cross stitch. Like
You don't have
it's
to be
fine.
doing something or be productive.
It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
I mean, it does, right? Certain things matter because it matters to me. I don't want to live in a total cesspool, but I
It'll
don't
get
know.
done. That's kind of my thing.
I know, right?
It'll get done.
In each thing, a season, right? Like maybe, but also we know we struggle with the last 10% of getting anything done. So
Yes.
it's just not fun anymore. Anyway, how about you? Did you save the day or have any good gossip? I think was
I
the
think I don't know if we'd call it good gossip. I mean, it's not bad, and it's pretty much about me, so I don't know if it's gossip, but I
call that brag bucket. You should just brag bucket on yourself right now.
Let me give you the topic. I'm not sure you're gonna agree with that. I don't know if I mentioned it on our last recording, but I did cause a little bit of a hullabaloo with a LinkedIn post I put out there. A good hullabaloo, I think. I had no intention of anything. I don't post on there a lot, so I really didn't think anything would come of it. And a lot has come of it. And I will be having a coffee talk style conversation with Leah McGowan here next week. We record it and put it out there. I've been having different conversations, various community members, mostly my generation, I would say, are my Salesforce generation group. I don't know a lot of the newbies. It's more of friend of a friend or an acquaintance. So lots of those conversations. And then I saw this email come out, and then in this particular other friend group channel, it was like, so FYI, this survey is going to go out. Pretty sure it's your fault. I looked at the survey and it was like, how do you feel about the community? What are your thoughts on the community? And I was like, I definitely did that. That was definitely my fault.
So you're an inspiration. That's what you're saying.
Sure. Or it's a lot of, did I do that?
Oh, what a great Urkel reference. Just sneak in there.
I'm not mad about it. I didn't know other people were also feeling that way. I just thought I've gotten far back. I not in the MVP program anymore. I'm an alum. I'm back here. Hadn't been going to user groups. I wasn't leading anything, and then kind of being on my own with like CGI had no culture, no Salesforce culture, and then being on my own. So I just kind of thought, I have the friends I have, whatever, and I have great connections. I just assumed that my feelings were kind of like, over here, it's more me.
Okay.
That's kind of sad. Sucks for me.
Well, or just
and then other people are like, I feel that way
in
too.
Your life, right? You're not in the hustle season,
and
right?
And that's the thing is, I had been for so long. Great, everyone has their season. I want to do all the things. I just don't anymore.
Yeah.
And I didn't really think anything would come of it, but a lot has. And I've had a lot of conversations with community members, Salesforce employees, ex-Salesforce employees, and I don't know what will come of it. There's been a lot of change in management over there. Dominique is gone. The well-architected team is gone. I don't know how long Sarah Thornton's been gone, but
it's a lot. Agent Force.
It is. And I know that the new marketing team isn't very touchy-feely, I don't know, the whimsy or whatever. So I don't know whatever would come of it. Because they're a business, whatever. They're going to do whatever the hell they want.
100%.
I still think that they have a lot of revenue that they've gained from the community and the free support that we've always offered. But it couldn't hurt to make people feel heard. I mean, this community has been my whole heart and soul. So for so long. So I'm like, I don't know. It was just interesting, but I saw that. What's funny is I didn't even think about it. I saw that email and I was like, oh yeah, sure. I don't know. This is what I do in the community.
You want my feedback?
Moved on. And then that message, that group text I have.
Maybe it was like, planned already. Maybe you never know.
Or I don't know. Why would I think that I have something to do with an email that went out to an entire community? of people. So it's like,
Well,
oh, yeah, I definitely caused that.
by the time this airs, you will have recorded it probably. So we'll
That's next week.
link over to it.
Yeah.
And then people can see you talking your big game. And we'll see what more comes out of it when people watch it and have more opinions.
You're like, what is your opinion on?
I think that's brag bucket-ish.
Sure.
I'll take it.
It's a weird bucket-ish. I don't know. It's a thing.
Well, thanks for hanging out in this weird bucket with me. Appreciate ya.
Love your face.
Stay witty.
Yeah.